Hi there, in this video we're going to do this kind of easing here. I'm going to introduce some of the slightly more complicated keyframing in Premiere Pro. But yeah, let's jump in and make the home office slide in. Okay, so to get a cool little swipey anything, first is we need another essential graphic. So in the last video, the last couple of videos, we made an essential graphics that we had, remember, our background color on. Then we had this layer here that has our mask on it, and now I want text on the top. So I'm going to do another essential graphics, okay, bit of text. So I'm going to have nothing selected in my timeline. Okay, I'm going to say new text, okay, and I'm going to make it centered, and I'm going to play with the position, not that way, down that way, kind of getting it there. I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to say, what is it? Home office. You'll notice that I already have the right size. If you don't, you probably don't, select it all, drag this left and right until you get the right size. I've added a fill and a drop shadow. Why is mine already done? It's because I've already done this video twice, believe it or not. Okay, that's why, I don't know, if I seem a bit over it in this video, it's because I am. I've recorded the first one with the microphone off, which is like, oh, okay. Then I got it set up again, did the whole thing again, and I used the wrong microphone. It was the one with my webcam, it was bad. All right, but we're gonna do it now. Positivity, let's do it. Okay, so we've got our text. I'm gonna go back to my selection tool. I'm gonna kind of line it up, and let's start looking at easing and our keyframing. The reason this video exists is later on, well, very soon, we're gonna start getting into some deep essential graphics stuff, and we need to understand a few things to make it easier. So the first thing I wanna do is, let's go to the front of my clip here. Depending on how you got your setup, I'm gonna go hold shift so it snaps to the front. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to show you two different places to put your position keyframes, because I want it to start off here and come on in. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you could get caught out. So there is, over here, you can see my vector motion, there is the position here. Okay, there's also one under video motion, which we don't want to touch when we're dealing with graphics. Okay, so we want to use this one here. Unless, look, there's another one in here called, where is it? Position. So there's a few of them. The reason we have two is, let's say that I've got this bit of text here. I want a second bit of text. Let's add a second bit of text for a real good reason. Just, you know, I don't need it for this case, but I want to show you what happens, because let's say that, you know, we're going to add keyframes. We're going to do it down here in the timeline like I like to do. So I'm going to zoom in. Let's make this particular track nice and big. Okay. And let's change this to show our position. So let's right click it. Let's go to show clip keyframes. And this is where it gets confusing. I've got vector motion, position, motion, position. I've got text home office, position. There's a lot of them. Okay, so in this case, I want vector motion position. Why? Because I don't have two separate text layers. So I'm just gonna do the overall. It wouldn't matter actually if I use this one or this one. You only start working with this one if you want to animate this separately. So you want the text to come on at different times. That's where it gets a little confusing. So what I want to do is turn on vector motion position. I want to delete that text layer. Now, this is where a combo deal of both this one and this one comes into play. Because adding keyframes down here on the timeline is really great for easing, but it's not great for adding keyframes for some reason. This is not me, it's Premiere. So what I do is I make sure in the beginning of my clip, I say position please, put a keyframe in, okay, and I want it to start off screen. You can see whether you drag this one or that one. A weird little shortcut, is it a shortcut? Is you don't have to set the keyframe here. You can do it by clicking this button. It adds a keyframe. I know, it's the same thing. It's the advanced class, we learn these things. Okay, so I'm gonna start it off screen. And also if you hold shift while you're dragging these, it'll go a bit faster. So I want it off screen like that. And then after some time, maybe that much time. Okay, I'm going to bring it back on screen, holding shift again to drag it. So I've got two keyframes, and this is where, you know, adding those keyframes there is weird, but the easing gets a whole lot easier down here. Easy easing. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in down here. If you can't see these little, if I click on this point here, you should be able to see these little handles. If you can't, right click it and say Bezier. Okay, and you'll get this like handle that pops out. Now, this is where easing can be a little funny. So watch this, I can drag it up and down. You're like, what is that doing? Yeah, it's hard to know. You can drag it up and down, left and right. what you're looking for is keep dragging it around, okay, until this is what I'm looking for. So imagine this is the speed of this transition, okay, that moves, whoa, where do we go? That was a big jump. Zoom in. Oh, getting lost happens to the best of us. All right, so this is it moving in. Now what ends up happening is if that is really steep, okay, so if I get it down here, watch this, up and down, I want it down, okay, in and out. So steep, actually let's not do steep, let's do flat, sorry. Okay, the steeper it is, the faster it's moving. The less steep it is, it's going really slow. And I like the way that this often looks, okay, that sort of graph there. So slow, 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 go fast in the middle, and then slow, slow, slow again. Okay, let's give it a go. You see that? What do you think of that? Shift K. Whoop. I might set my in and out point. So, oh, that's the in for the I key, and then O on my keyboard for the out key. Hit enter. Just kind of make sure the loop's on, and then just kind of watch it. What do I think of that? There's a weird little thing at the end there. Let's have a little look. Okay, there's a little drop there. Click on that keyframe at the top is the best way to get it engaged. Oh, why is it painful? Okay, I want to grab you. No, I don't. I want to grab you and drag you down. Can you see? So it's nice and flat into there without that ridge. Let's give it a go. Whoop. That's better. Okay, so there is a bit of this and, you know, using the effects controls when it comes to really customizing and down here. And now that we know there's a couple of different positions, we shouldn't get too lost later on. The other nice thing is that once you've spent some time on something like this, okay, with the easing, okay, you can save it. So, or copy and paste it. Let's say I select this, I copy them, just like I'm using edit copy, that one there. I'm using Command C on my Mac, Control C on a PC. Okay, let's say that on another sequence, let's make a new sequence. And let's add a bit of text, make it centered. I can go to my position, you got to click on it, you got to turn the keyframe on and then paste. Can you see it brought the keyframes along? So turn the, click on position, turn the little keyframe, the little toggle animation stopwatch on, and you can copy and paste them from one project to another. If you are like, you want to use them more than that, okay, you can grab them. Actually, no, you click on vector motion and position. Okay, to get more than one thing, you want both of these. So hold down the command key to get both of them on a Mac, control key on a PC. Then I can right click any of them, save preset. Let's call this one amazing easing. Okay, click OK. And then you can go to another project, another sequence. I'm just going to make something else. Nope, let's go make something new. Okay, so there's nothing on it. It doesn't do anything. I'm going to center it to get started. Okay, I can find it in my presets on a different project. I can say, where is super amazing easing? Just dump it on and watch this. Hey, came along for the ride. All right, that is the third edition of the keyframe and easing, slightly more advanced, clarifying a few little bits, all in Premiere Pro. On to the next video.